Hi, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Conley.
And this is WDSO's Explain It to Me Like I'm 10. Each week I'll ask Conley about a topic and she'll explain it to me like I'm 10. This week we're talking about pizza.
Today we have a special guest, owner of Val's Famous Pizza and Grinders, Kevin Murray, aka my dad.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing today?
Hi, Johnny. I'm doing great.
Awesome. So, today we're talking about pizza. And I hear that you know a thing or two about that, Kevin.
I know two things about that, and that's it. Don't ask me any more.
What are those two things?
Okay, maybe I don't know two. Maybe I know one thing about pizza, and that it's delicious.
So, what's your favorite type of pizza, and what do you like about it?
Actually, there's a topping called Nduja. It's like a spicy pork topping that they have at one of my favorite pizza places in Chicago.
Chicago pizza is the best.
Yes, but there's two types. There's the type that everybody thinks is Chicago pizza, and then there's real Chicago pizza. Everybody thinks it's deep dish, but the real stuff is thin crust.
Tavern style.
Yeah, that's the way.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not just Chicago-style pizza. There's different pizzas depending on which city you go to. And Johnny knows some of those pizzas, right, Johnny?
That's right. The original pizza is Neapolitan pizza, which comes from Naples, Italy, which was first created mostly in the 1800s. The first pizzeria there was opened in 1830. Their margherita pizza, which was named after Queen Margherita of Italy, has fresh tomatoes, sliced mozzarella, basil, and extra virgin olive oil. It's on a thinner crust and is very good, but it's not as thick as like a normal pizza you'd normally think of.
That sounds good. Really good.
And then also, really popular type of pizza is New York style pizza. Has a crispy crust and is cut into large foldable slices, and a lot of times is sold in New York City by the slice because the slices are so big you just need one. Usually there's all kinds of toppings with that, but really just a big cheese slice of New York pizza kind of does the trick for me. California style pizza is usually a thinner crust as well, and all kinds of crazy toppings. A lot of more non-traditional toppings, different vegetables and different sauces as well. Do you know any other types of pizza there, Kevin?
I do. One weird place that isn't commonly thought about is New Haven, Connecticut, that for whatever reason became a mecca of pizza. And their style is coal-fired, high temperature, just very thin, very fast. It goes in the oven, just flashes off all the steam in the crust, and then you get a nice crispy crust. And that's one of the places to go. It's on my to-do list of
That sounds
places.
fun. Something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're making me hungry over there.
There's also Detroit-style pizza, which was originally baked in square automotive parts pans in the 1940s. So they always have a square pizza. It's usually kind of a thicker pan crust, and usually pepperoni on there, and sometimes they do mushrooms or olives as well. Little Caesars originally started as Detroit style, and the deep dish that they serve there is a little bit more closer to the Detroit style.
St. Louis-style pizza is a distinct type of pizza popular in the Midwestern city of St. Louis, Missouri, and surrounding areas. The definitive characteristics of St. Louis-style pizza are a very thin cracker-like crust made without yeast, the common but not universal use of Provel processed cheese, and pizzas cut into squares or rectangles instead of wedges.
I've not heard of Provel cheese. Is it unique to that area?
Provel is a white processed cheese product particularly popular in St. Louis cuisine that is a combination of cheddar, Swiss, and provolone cheeses.
Interesting.
It kind of has
every day.
It kind of has the consistency of like American cheese slices, so it has a low melting point, so it's real gooey on the pizza.
Nice.
And it's a white color, so it kind of makes a real distinct look on the thin crust.
I'll try that.
Not my favorite of the pizza types.
Yeah.
It's just, it's different, and when you're thinking about pizza, it's just not what I think. So we already mentioned Chicago-style pizza. Do Do you know a little bit more about deep dish pizza?
Yes. Chicago pizza, also commonly referred to as deep dish pizza, gets its name from the city it was invented in. During the early 1900s, Italian immigrants in the Windy City were searching for something similar to the Neapolitan pizza that they knew and loved. Instead of imitating the notoriously thin pie, Ike Sowell had something else in mind. He created a pizza with a thick crust that had raised edges, similar to a pie, and ingredients in reverse, with slices of mozzarella lining the dough, followed by meat, vegetables, and then topped with a can of crushed tomatoes. This original creation led Sowell to create the now famous chain restaurant Pizzeria Uno.
One interesting thing about the deep dish pizza is that they have the sauce on top rather than the cheese on top. The reason for that is that because the deep dish takes so long to bake, the cheese would burn if it was on top, so they basically assemble it upside down from what a normal pizza would be.
So I know to do this show, you have to research your topics. While researching, what are some of the fun facts that you've learned about pizza?
Well, some 3 million pizzas are sold each year in the USA alone, and the average American eats 46 slices of pizza. 3 million pizzas are sold in the USA alone, but 5 billion pizzas are sold worldwide. We consume around 251,770,000 pounds of pepperoni each year. And then there's some popular pizza toppings in Japan. There's squid and mayojaga, which includes mayonnaise, potato, and bacon.
I'd try it.
Yeah,
I'd try
why
it.
not?
I'd definitely try it.
The highest grossing single unit independent pizzeria in the nation, Moose's Tooth Pub and Pizzeria, is in Alaska. Its annual sales are approximately 6 million. 36% of all pizza orders want their pizza topping pepperoni. That's how I like it. 93% of Americans have eaten pizza in the last month. The top 5 pizza sale days are Super Bowl Sunday, New Year's Eve, Halloween, the day prior to Thanksgiving, and New Year's Day. Does that sound about right?
Oh yeah, definitely the day before Thanksgiving. Everybody's cooking on Thanksgiving, so no one's doing anything in the kitchen the day before, so that's when it's my time to shine.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be cooking then.
Yeah.
Just order something, easy cleanup, get ready for the next day.
Yeah, and everybody has family in town, so gotta feed a lot of people.
And pizza is definitely one of the easiest ways to do that. I wonder what the biggest pizza ever made it was.
Well, Johnny, according to the keepers of human history over at the Guinness World Records, the largest circular pizza ever baked was made in Norwood, South Africa by Norwood Hypermarket on December 8th, 1990. It weighed 26,883 pounds. The data is a bit sketchy, but here are relevant numbers. The pizza measured 122 feet, 8 inches in diameter, weighed 26,883 pounds, and contained 9,920 pounds of flour, 3,960 pounds of cheese, 1,763 pounds of mushrooms. And you guys can't see this, but the picture that I see it takes up a whole parking lot. It is very big.
All right, in front of me, I have a list of the top 10 pizza toppings in the United States and Canada. Do you guys want to guess what they are?
Yes, that sounds fun.
What do you think, Conley?
Okay.
What do you think top 5 are?
Top 5? Sausage, pepperoni. Let me see. Oh, this is harder than I thought. Oh, mushroom and olive.
I'm gonna say sausage, pepperoni, mushroom, green pepper, and onion.
You have 4 out of the 5 there, Kevin.
Which one?
Green pepper is not on there. It's a meat, is a clue.
Bacon.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Pepperoni, mushrooms, onion, sausage, and bacon. And then the rounding out the top 10 is extra cheese, black olives, green peppers, pineapple, and spinach.
No,
Pineapple.
never pineapple.
I'm okay with that. I find people actually order pineapple a lot with something spicy to balance it. So I'll get a lot of pineapple and pepperoni or pineapple and jalapeno.
A little sweet and spicy together.
Yeah. Seems kind of weird, but that's the route to go with that.
Never.
Or, of course, pineapple and ham. Do a Hawaiian.
The Hawaiian. That's a polarizing pizza choice there.
I try not to take an official stance on it.
That's one where I would never order it myself, but I do enjoy a piece of it. You know, maybe like a once a year kind of thing, a special occasion, but definitely not my go-to order.
No.
Never for me.
So you know.
So one thing we haven't talked about yet is frozen pizza. What do you guys think about frozen pizza?
I'm for it.
No way.
No way?
I guess it depends on the brand.
I don't like any frozen pizza, but my mom gives it anyway.
Yeah, there's a certain irony in me having a pizza place and mom's go-to food being frozen pizza.
You know, that's quite all right. It's like a different food.
Yeah.
You know? Did you know frozen pizzas did not start becoming mass-produced until 1962? Before then, if you wanted pizza, you either had to make it yourself or go to a pizzeria. It was actually Rose and Jim Totino of Totino's, who are famous for their pizza rolls.
That Totino's is probably my favorite frozen pizza.
I'm fine with it.
They started a mass-produced plant in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. A decade earlier, when the couple took out a loan to open an Italian restaurant in Minnesota, Rose had to bake a pizza for her bank's loan officer because he had never heard of pizza.
That's insane.
Because pizza didn't really come to America until the early 1900s with the Italian immigrants, and it, mostly had stayed on the East Coast for a while, and out there in Minnesota, I guess it had not made its way there yet.
Interesting.
Some of the top frozen pizzas are DiGiorno, Tombstone, Red Baron, and Totino's, but there's also Tony's and California Pizza Kitchen.
So, regarding frozen pizzas, one year for my brother's birthday, he bought one of every frozen pizza he could find, and we took them to Bell's and cooked them all, and then we had a ratings chart, and we stacked them all up against each other and declared a winner of the people that were there, and Connie's won. Dark horse. Nobody expected that one to come out and win.
Connie's is good. I don't have that often, but that is a good one.
That's usually the type that my mom makes.
And that's because of that party where we cooked them all.
Interesting. Pizza didn't become popular in America until the 1960s?
That's true. There were, little mom and pop pizza places that started in New York and kind of moved west, but there weren't any pizza chains until 1958 when two brothers in Wichita, Kansas, Dan and Frank Carney, started the first pizza chain, which was Pizza Hut. The name was called Pizza Hut because the sign that they bought didn't have space for more letters, and the building that they bought kind of looked like a hut, which I'm guessing is probably the distinct look of a Pizza Hut restaurant now. The company was incorporated a year later, and the first franchise unit was soon introduced in Topeka. By the early 70s, there were more than 1,000 Pizza Huts in the U.S. and locations in Canada, England, and Japan. Today, there are over 11,000 Pizza Huts worldwide in nearly 100 different countries. That's pretty quick growth in not too long of a time there.
Yeah, definitely. Consider I'm still on my one single restaurant.
Right. And then also, another pair of brothers, Tom and James Monahan, purchased a pizza store called Dominic's in Ypsilanti, Michigan in 1960. 5 years later, Tom, who had bought out his brother's share of the business by giving him a Volkswagen Beetle, renamed the place Domino's. Over the years, the franchise became best known as a pizza delivery specialist. The 30 minutes or less guaranteed made them very famous. Though in 1993 they dropped that guarantee because there was lawsuits that said that it promoted unsafe driving by their delivery drivers. Domino's takes credit for a lot of innovations in pizza, including the sturdy corrugated pizza box and the insulated water-repellent hot bag for keeping pizzas warm during deliveries, which I feel like you couldn't really do deliveries without these days, because that'll get cold pretty quick. So, as our resident pizza expert, Kevin, do you have any pizza trivia or facts you'd like to share with us?
One local thing is that we have far greater than the national average of pizza places per resident. In Chesterton, we are at 8.67 places for pizza per 10,000 residents. Which puts us at multiples of the national average. And then there's some pizza facts that I found while doing my own research. First pizza place in America was opened up in 1905 in New York. And the most expensive pizza is $9,200 at a place in Salerno, Italy.
Wow.
I wonder what type it is.
It has 3 types of caviar.
Ooh.
Yeah, fancy. And it takes 72 hours to prepare.
Wow. So one other pizza-related fact that is quite interesting. Did you know that there is a band that sings only songs about pizza?
I did not.
They're called the Pizza Underground, and they do parody songs about pizza of Velvet Underground songs. And they are led by none other than actor Macaulay Culkin.
I know what I'm doing after I go home tonight.
They don't have much recorded, but there are definitely some videos on YouTube. My favorite being their Take a Bite on the Wild Slice. And we're going to hear their song Pizza Morning, which is their parody of Velvet Underground's Sunday Morning.
Sunday morning, meats for pizza. It's just the cheese congealing in my mind. Eating pizza Sunday morning. Nothing's wasted here, just left behind. It's out, it's on the counter. You'll be so glad you found another slice. You're eating it twice. Most of it's gone into my mouth. I was so hungry, now I am full. I ate it for a little while. I only ate the part with cheese. Cheese. Num num num, have a bite of crust. Num num num, have a bite of crust. Num num num, have a bite of crust. Have a bite of num num num, have a bite of crust. Num num num, have a bite of crust. Num num num, have a bite of crust. Have a bite of. Have a bite of crust. Have a bite of crust. Have a bite of crust.
All right, that was Pizza Morning by the Pizza Underground. Well, we learned a lot about pizza today. Made me hungry. I don't know about you guys. And I just want to thank Kevin Murray for joining us today on Explain It to Me Like I'm 10. Kevin is the owner of Val's Famous Pizza and Grinders. Do you want to tell us where you're located, Kevin?
112 South 11th Street, on the corner of 11th and Broadway.
All right. Again, thank you so much. We have been Johnny
Conley.
And Kevin.
for Explain It to Me Like I'm 10. Join us next week on Monday morning at 9 a.m.
And again at 4 p.m.
We'll see you next week when we talk about video games.
This has been Explain It to Me Like I'm 10. Thanks for listening.
See you next week, guys.